Okay, merged sorted array. Excuse me. Timer, start. Let me make sure it's okay. 15 minutes. Now, given two sorted integer arrays, numbers nums1 and nums2, merge nums2 into nums1 as one sorted array. You may assume that nums1 has enough space, size that is greater or equal to m plus n, to hold additional elements from nums2. The number of elements initialized in numbers 1 and numbers 2 are m and n, respectively. Okay, so first of all, you need the number of elements in these two arrays respectively, because if you want to, because without these, you wouldn't know where to start initializing, right? So the problem is, since this nums1 has already enough space, we can start from the end of the array and start merging from there, right? So we should start at the position where it's m plus n. Actually, it's m plus n minus 1. So what we can do is we can have two while loops. While now, first of all, we need an index. We need a variable to keep track of the index. This is a global variable to keep track of the overall index, like the after merged in the index of the after merged array. Okay, so this is I I plus n minus 1. So while n is greater than 0, so first step is we start from n plus n minus 1, and our first step is compare the elements in these two arrays. Our next step is to compare the elements in these two arrays respectively and see which element is bigger. If sorted, if one is bigger, then we're going to move on to the next element. So if an element in array numbers 1 is larger than element in numbers 2, we're going to move on. We're going to move the pointer to the next. We're going to move the pointer to the. So if. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no worries. See you later. Oh, I'm good, thanks. See you. Alright, that's what we make. Where were we? Okay, so we compared element. We start from the bottom, right? We start from the bottom of these two arrays respectively. I think the dog is barking. So if the bottom of element, if the bottom of numbers 1 is larger than bottom of numbers 2, then we move the pointer, right? So we obviously want a larger one, and then we're gonna move on the pointer from larger one to smaller one. Now, I feel like it's hard to explain. Now, we're gonna do this. So while n greater equal to 1 and m greater and equal to 0, right? If So first of all, I want m to decrease by 1 so that I can use it in so that I can use the index. So m minus minus and n minus minus. How are we doing with time? All right. So 5 minutes passed. So while n greater than 0 and m is also greater than 0, if numbers 1 m is greater than numbers 2 n. So number 2 n, actually I want to change this to the opposite way. Numbers 1 is greater than numbers 2 n, then we want to put numbers 1 I is equal to numbers 1 m. We want to insert this element into the array nums 1, and then m, well, minus minus. Else what we're gonna do is we're gonna assign numbers 1 I equal to numbers 2 n. Okay, so else if it's the other way around, we wanna assign the element from numbers 2 and then decrease by 1. So now it's ready, but we need to update the elements. So since so in this case, now, so right now m could be 0 or n could be 0. So how can I tell? So if in this case n, which is, but we don't care about if nums1 is 0, the index of nums1 is 0 or not. What we care about is index of nums2 if 0 or not. So if nums2 is not equal to 0, which means we still have some work to do. While somebody texted me, what the heck? Anyways, so while there's so many things distracting me. While n is larger and equal to 0, we're going to numbers, well, numbers, you know what? I'm gonna increase 1 here instead of doing it specifically here. And you know what? We don't even need this, right? Which is minus plus plus, right? We can get rid of this to make the code look shorter. I know it's kind of meaningless, but it just looks clean, you know? More code doesn't mean it's better code. So, alright, so yeah, I think we got what we want. Alright, so if n is not equal to 0, then, well, hold on. If n is greater or equal to 0, which means we still have some numbers left, right? So while n is, oh wait, we don't even need this, right? We'll just do while n is greater than, how are we doing time? 5 minutes. So while n is greater than 0, we're gonna do numbers 1 I is equal to numbers 2 in minus minus, and we need to minus minus this. Okay, so I think we got what we want, and then at the end we're gonna return. Just gonna return. Let's run. Let's test the program. This is 5, and let's put 9. Okay, shall we? And then let's put 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Index out of bound. What the hell? Oh, sorry. Runtime error. You know what? This is bullshit. I'm just gonna submit it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Accepted. Perfect. Alright, good. Oh, nice. Alright, so it's a very simple question. You know what? I'll get rid of this. So to keep the code simple. Submit it again. Accepted. Okay, great. So, you know what? We don't even need this, right? You know what? We don't even need this. Just n minus minus, right? We'll just keep shortening the code. Okay. Accepted. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think this is what we want. Okay, so anyways, simple question. I got this question last year when I interviewed with Microsoft, but I still failed. Anyways, fuck this shit. See you next time.